Good morning, fellow option traders, and welcome to the daily scan for Friday, January 25th, 2013. Yesterday certainly was an interesting day for Apple. It started out bad and only got worse. But today it looks like it may open up a bit and maybe the buyers will come in sensing a bargain. We'll see. We'll see what investors really do feel about Apple. When a stock does something like this, that's how you can tell. If you get a big gap down or a big gap up, is it real or is it Memorex? I guess we'll find out. Let's take a look. Actually, I was looking at this morning. I may have found a bug here in Thinkorswim's platform. Because when I am on my positions page, I'm showing Feb 1. That's the first expiration Friday, or the first Friday, I guess you could say, in February, which is next Friday. I see that as my holdings, but when I go to the Analyze tab, I see Jan 5. Now, here's the thing. Let's see. Is there 5 Januaries? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. No, that's actually Feb 1. So I think that whatever they use to calculate this value that's in this box here is wrong, because there is no Jan 5. It's actually Feb 1. So that appears to be the problem here. Alright, back to this page. So I don't think there's any danger of Apple coming back to this 545 short here, because we're like almost $100 away from that. So that's probably pretty close to being a profit maker there. PNRA, well, we'll be taking a look at that chart. That's a little bit shaky looking. And yesterday I had an alert go off on Salesforce for a secondary entry, and I got in with the same strikes. I just did it in a different account. That's why it's listed differently here. With the same strikes. So I collected 80 cents credit on that one. So I added 80 cents to the potential gain on this. We'll take a look at what's on tap for today. Market events that may affect the market. New home sales at 10 o'clock. Could have an effect on the market if it's not where they were planning on having it land, which is telling you here when you click on that link. They're saying the consensus is 388 and the range is 375 to 406. So anything that out of that range could be a market mover. Alrighty, then let's just go through. I'll take a peek here at the futures. Sort of flat, maybe up a little bit. I would guess that Apple is showing some strength here because the futures on the NASDAQ is up 0.5%. That's kind of big. Of course, it was down 1.5% or so yesterday, which is big also. VIX is still under 13. Gold is in a pullback right now, and so is silver. Oil is still up there. It's almost up to that $100 a barrel thing. If it ever goes over that, you can bet it's probably just going to keep on going. We'll see what happens in the Mideast, although the U.S. now is, from what I heard, one of the largest oil producers, exporters, or whatever in the world right now. So theoretically, prices will be consistent and steady here, except for whatever amount the government wants to get in their hands in the pie and muck things up. You can tell I'm not a big supporter of big government. So let's take a look at our A plus list, which is already up here. We'll start with Apple. We'll jump over to the charts. As a matter of fact, I open up this chart and I go, oh, what happened to Apple? Well, it's down here and it's kind of covered up with all this stuff. So the price price came down here. We're looking for a little pop today. The market maker move was 30, 512 to 450. That's a little big, a little out of range for that. So we'll get rid of that. It was pretty much on for Google, but not for Apple. I think that Apple just operates a lot on coolness. And I just think that maybe people are just cooled out or something, and they're just not really into the coolness factor right now. Okay, we had Amazon here. I'm not going to do anything because of this earnings right here next week. Isn't the 29th next week? What these are supposed to be, these little marks, this vertical line here is supposed to be next week. Am I all messed up here? Am I in the right century? This is Friday. I don't know what's going on here. This is very strange. I know that there is a day off this week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday should be right here. Maybe it'll get corrected this weekend. I don't know. Just seems kind of strange to me. Some of these things seem to be shifted over. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that, but I sure have. Oh, yeah, we got something going on here? Well, I think we do. This is a new high, at least on this chart. So this high bubble here, it's called a price bubble, is on this chart, and it has to do with the length of the amount of data that's on the chart. So we have a daily 1 year, and you can tell it also over here it's a 1 year daily. So this is for the last 1 year of trading. Well, that's, the last 52 weeks or 365 days. This is the high for Amazon. So a move above that, and I'm just going to put an alert in here. A move above that, because I want to watch it, although I'm not going to be able to do anything about it today. I'm heading up to Wisconsin, got some family things going on there this weekend, so I'm going back home for the weekend, and today's travel day, so I really won't be able to do anything, so I'm not going to bother putting an alert on, but you might want to, or at least check this out, because there's some resistance here. You can see that right here at the 274, and a move above that would be a significant thing. So I'm going to put a little circle up here. What's wrong with my fingers? There we go. And we're gonna. I don't need to. I'm not gonna put a circle up there. I'm gonna put. What should I put? Let's put an arrow. Yeah, let's put an arrow. So we're looking for something. We're looking for a move above that. That's a resistance level. I could also put a price line, or just price line, price level, trend line. I was mixing those two up. I'm just going to put a simple little trend line up here, and that also will. Are we going to close above that? That's a very bullish sign if you get that. All right, Baidu. I thought I got an alert on my phone on that yesterday. Yeah, above 110. It was above 110. I did send an alert on that, and it was above 110, but it was meaningless because it was just a flash in the pan, I guess you might say. So nothing going on there, as a matter of fact. Interesting pattern we got going here. That's a lot of red candles in a row. So actually on a longer term chart, this would be a good bear. This is a bear indication here. This is pretty strong. It's counter to the trend on the midterm, but on the long term, looks like it's going to do another leg down. So let's put a line in here too. And we'll see what happens there. CF Industries. Well, if we would have done this play here when we fell asleep and missed that one, that would be doing just fine. But there's nothing. This was a secondary entry here. There's nothing, no entries right now. Chipotle, yeah, it's looking pretty strong itself here. How about on the long term, any entries coming in? I think I can get rid of this stuff. I am going to just erase all drawings. Alright. Let's go back to square one. Forget about our bad time back here. What do we got going on here? No entries for a bullish move here. We'll just have to wait. Alright. Salesforce, we did our secondary entry. Same level, so now we've doubled up on this. A little bit more risk in the trade that I did yesterday because I didn't collect as much credit. So I'm done with this. I'm not going to be adding anything more to it for this February expiration out here. Google enjoyed good earnings, and like I mentioned with Apple, this Google one looks pretty real to me. Gapped up and then it gained even more. So even though the stock is extremely expensive from my perspective, I mean, you can always buy one share. You don't have to buy 100 shares. You buy one share of Google, and if you would have bought it after the earnings, you would have made $20 on it. So I mean, you can't complain about that. That's a pretty good gain. MasterCard. How about Netflix? Oh, wait till we get to that one. MasterCard. We had an entry here, but it failed. The entry didn't give us a confirmation. So let's just wait until after earnings and see what happens. Or you could make a 50-50 bet, and that might be a thing that I might consider doing, a 50-50 bet on MasterCard, whether you think it's bullish or bearish. And you could do a at the money credit spread for a 1-to-1 risk reward. That's a 50-50 bet, and if it goes up you win, if it goes down you lose, if you do a bullish one. And I would probably tend to do a bullish one, so I may check this out. Earnings are on 131, and I'll be on the road then too, theoretically, on the way to Florida. But you know, let's play the game, you know. That's a possibility. So I am going to put a note here so I don't forget. I'm going to get a little, we'll just say earnings play. Oops, that's not a question mark. That's a question mark. And then activate this thing and move it over here. So we'll take a look at that one for earnings. Could have done the same thing with Netflix, and what would you do? You would say, well, it's in an uptrend, so I would bet their earnings are going to be positive. Could have done that here. As a matter of fact, we got this hook actually here, and we had follow through. And that's just when I just started watching, and I didn't like this earnings thing here, but there could have been an earnings play there too if you would have done a 50-50, 1-to-1 risk reward on that. Priceline, I would guess when Priceline's earnings come, it's just an incredible company. I mean, it's for real. I mean, you can't deny this. Probably a bullish play on that one too. But there is nothing here right now, either direction. It's not giving us an opportunity to get in. Possibly back here was an opportunity, and definitely back here was an opportunity. This is a beautiful long term. See how it works out here? You get this hook up, and you get your momentum moving up. Definitely a good probability play. And PNRA. Is that why we're looking so bad here? PNRA. What happened here? McDonald's had a great quarter, but Chipotle a better. 12.24. I'm just not seeing anything that would indicate what's going on here. I'll have to do a little bit of research on this. Funny, it comes right down here and hits it. But, you know, I got burnt pretty bad on Chipotle, so I'm just going to hang in here with PNRA and see what happens. We have time, and we have earnings coming up too. So I'm just going to let it, I'm not going to panic, I'm just going to let it go. See what happens. Alright, so I guess that's it. Used the new microphone today. I finally got it to work right. The deal with the microphone, and probably both microphones, I wasn't getting enough volume out of them. And I found out that because I have a laptop with a built-in microphone, actually both microphones were sharing the resource, and neither one of them was recording the level very good. So what I did was I had found out where in the control panel I could disable the built-in microphone and only enable the external microphone, and using a USB as recommended by many places, much better than using an analog microphone. So that's what I'm using from now on. I'm sure that you're just thrilled to death to learn about that. But regardless, thanks for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.